Hey folks, this is Vint with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly review Base 1. This is a game that's coming to Steam in about 2 weeks, as of the date and time of this recording. So what you're looking at here, for the most part, should be reflective of the finished product, but there may be a last-minute patch or two. In fact, I hope there is. As much as I want to enjoy this game, there's a lot of things that bother me about it and make me wonder if this game should have just been going into early access rather than being released. So, what is this game all about? Well, you are tasked with constructing a space station and managing the people therein. There is a campaign mode, which allows you to take things at your own pace, which is great. Then there is a custom mode that allows you to adjust a lot of different things. You can adjust the length of the day cycle versus the night cycle. You can adjust whether or not there's pirate attacks. You can turn them like low, medium, high, or just completely off. Meteoroids, various negative things, radiation. You can adjust starting resources. You can choose one of 4 maps. There's a lot of different things to adjust, and that's really cool. I like that. You can also turn automated connections on or off, which is great. There's a lot of connecting that you need to do in this game in terms of connecting this thing to this thing to this thing to make sure everything works together. Okay, but you can automate that in your custom mode if you want to. So how does this game play? Well, you start off with this central hub, and this central hub can successfully house people up to a certain point. There's no beds, no food, but it does have suits, like a suit station. People can put suits on. It has its own self-sustaining power, but if your hub gets destroyed, then game over. So you're going to be building off of it, and you're going to be building various rooms. There's a life support room, for example, and there's rooms and there's furniture, and certain furniture can only go in certain rooms. So like beds can only go in the housing area, the couches can only go in the lounging area for entertainment. You've got like food and drink stations that can only go in the lounge area. You've got like a battery and this life support machine, and that can only go in your life support area, your room. So again, different furniture for different rooms. And then you put these rooms down, and then you have to connect everything together. Whenever you go into your connections, there's power, there's oxygen, there's heat and water, I think, and also logistics. Logistics is needed. You connect that to your central hub. And, it's just a matter of, okay, did you connect everything properly? Yes? Okay, then it's up and running and you're good to go. There's also a research tree in this game. It's fairly extensive. You can put a lab down, and you have a particular scientist that you can assign to it, or he just automatically uses it. And then it generates research points, and then you can spend those research points to unlock things in this very extensive tree. And I like how extensive the tree is. There's so many things that I'd like to get to, but I just simply can't because of the game stopping me from getting there in the first place, which I'll get to. There's also resources that you have to manage, like there's these construction materials that you need. Unfortunately, the game doesn't do a very good job of like outlining everything that you have. Like I would have preferred like something along with a side, like a sidebar, giving me a list of every single resource that I have and just putting a number next to it, just like an icon and number. That way I can see everything at a glance and I know how much I have. Like, same thing with research points. In order to figure out how many research points I have to go into my research menu. In order to figure out how many construction materials I have to go into my construction menu. No, just give me a list of everything I have. You can build a docking bay and order more supplies, and a ship will come and deliver everything for you. There's that. However, this game suffers from what a lot of other survival games or base building games have, is that it tasks you with building in a particular order. For example, let's say that you're on your way, you're building this room, you're building this room, you're building this room. Oh, I need to build something for my people because I need to build like a sleeping area for my people. They're falling over. All right, I need more construction materials. How do I get those? Oh, the landing or the docking bay. Oh, I don't have enough construction material for the docking bay, so now I have to, like, dismantle this room, dismantle these objects. Now I've got the construction material, so now I got to build the docking bay. Get that going. Now I got to switch the heat and power over to that. Then I need to, now I get order stuff. Now I got to rebuild that. So it's like the game, again, will task you with building things in a particular way in order for you to succeed. That can be annoying at times. I wish I had a bit more leeway there, especially on the easy preset that you can have in the custom mode. It's just a lot of survival games slash builders do that. You know, build a certain way, but once you get your base up and running, it's, you know, smooth sailing from there. There's like a high difficulty spike and then it branches off. It's a lot of building games, like city building and space station building games do that. But anyway, you can also build a hangar, and then you can harvest surrounding asteroids and debris and get resources that way. The campaign will teach you all of that. Should you, not want to jump into custom mode right away and get your get into the deep end right away. So what problems did I have with this game? Well, first and foremost, there are 3 different speeds in this game. There's regular, fast, and very fast, but there's no pause. You can hit escape to pause it, but you can't like pause and do things in the environment, which is stupid. So there's no dedicated pause button that lets you interact with the environment. You have to hit escape and look at the menu. Also, when you hit fast forward, my frames per second drops to 2 and 3. Like, there's actually an in-game frames per second counter, and when I put it to very fast forward, it drops to 3 frames per second. Everything's just jumpy. So it's like this game isn't very well optimized to run at the very fast speeds that it's offering, which is a shame. And I have a very good system. So there's that. I also ran into some issues with power on my first playthrough. Like, I had power stations set up, like I had these solar panels set up everywhere, and they just weren't generating enough power. And I'm like, well, how many of these stupid things do I need just to power, just to keep these things running? I had all the bare minimum essentials that I needed to keep everything up and running, and I just simply wasn't generating enough power. It's very frustrating. And I had it on the easiest settings. I'm like, well, if it's this is easy, then what the heck is hard? So like, I feel like the game lacks a certain sense of balance too, in terms of power generation and what things generate for you. And again, the interface isn't all that user friendly. Like, when you mouse over something in your UI, there's no tooltip to tell you what it is. So I'm like, well, all right, what is the? I have 3 of this resource left, but what is it? Hover my mouse over it, it doesn't tell me. So that's why I said earlier, this game really needed to go into early access. Or, if developers have a patch that they're about to push, please push it. Because there's a lot of things about this game, a lot of quality of life things, and a lot of broken things. Again, the fast forward 3 frames per second, come on. The game is 2 weeks away from launch, you need to fix that. So, yeah, I think this game would have been better off going into early access and not being launched in 2 weeks, but that's just my opinion. So, I like the game. I want to continue playing it, and I have high hopes for it. This is a game that I would play a lot of if it worked properly and if the quality of life were better on it. As it stands now, I'm frustrated with it. But again, I want to continue playing it and try and figure this out to the point where I've got it nailed. But as it stands, like I said, more than likely I'm gonna get frustrated with it and just wait for patches and then come back to it later. And that's my advice to you folks. Wait for launch. Wait to see what the state of the game is then. Wait for some reviews and then buy it, assuming you like this kind of thing. Like, the ideas are there, the extensive research tree, the base building is nice and clean for the most part. Sometimes clicking on a life support thing in the connection menu doesn't work. So if I'm trying to connect oxygen from the life support station to this room, clicking on it won't generate the link. So I have to switch filters, then switch back, and now it works. So again, this game should have gone into early access, in my opinion. So be skeptical with this. It's cool. It's a cool idea. I am excited for it, but be skeptical. That's my review. There you go. If you guys haven't already subscribed to me on Twitch and YouTube, that way you can stay up to date with any new content I happen to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.